All right, no junk removal today. A little bit of a oddball demo. This customer's got two fireplaces, two chimneys, which are about 3 foot by 6 foot block. They had the roofer come and remove the portion from the roof up and go ahead and tie in some trusses, sheet over it, shingle over it, so that it looks like they've never been there. But they want to get these out of the attic. So we've got this one, which is only a couple trusses over from the access. That's the big one, luckily. And then we've got another one over here, which is much smaller. Thank God, because it's not close to the access. It's only 4 blocks high. But get this one removed, and then we're actually removing the entire lower portion of this one as well down inside of the house. So I'll show you guys that once we get this part done. But right now the game plan is to get this block work out of the attic down as far as we can reach, so we're not reaching up as high from the bottom, and then get that one removed as well, just down to below the lower part of the truss so he can put plywood over it for storage. All right, little update. We've gotten some blocks off of here. It's a little time consuming. Pop them loose with a little 2-pound sledge, try to contain all the mess, and then we'll work our way across our little walkway here, stage our blocks, try not to fall through the roof. And then one guy stands here, I stand over there, pass him across over to the access. I end up grabbing them, stacking them here, and then lower them down. Fixing to do some more. All right, we're moving right along. There's the opening. Got the block loose that was pretty much all the way up to the roof. Now we're going to take one more row out from up here. That'll put us down below the level of the ceiling once we go down into the house. I may actually take 2 more rows from up here. That way when we do start downstairs, we're not trying to reach up all the way to the top of the ceiling. But anyway, this part's done. You can see plumb down to the bottom on this side. But yeah, work on one more row and see how it goes. All right, this further one, which was the shorter chimney, is removed. We're just cleaning up all the debris down inside of there now. We're below the level of the ceiling, so the rest of this we will do from down inside. There's a wall right here inside. We're going to be popping it open on just this side, removing everything from in here, and then this, what will be a big dead space downstairs, they're going to turn into a pantry. So working on cleaning out that, and I'm going to go over to this other one, and thank God this taller one is closer to the access. And I'm going to start chipping blocks off of this one. Luckily, if they pretty much all come out whole. All right, well, you win some, you lose some, and by lose some I mean you lose your other 2-pound sledge down the chimney. I'll show you guys in a minute. Two rows left. Actually, only 1 row left on this side, 2 rows over here. Sledgehammer was sitting over here. Next thing we know, we hear, and I don't know if I can get it zoomed in enough for you guys to see. Wait a minute, is that the right block? Yeah. Hey, there she is. It's part of the house now. Anyway, onward. Well, we're back in the attic. Went down into the house, cut the opening out, started to come in from that side, and just realized that it's kind of just too much of a pain in the butt to reach through here and get these. So I just came back up through the attic, sat up here, and now I can just, luckily with that opening being cut out, which will eventually be a door, we can just hand these down. All right, guys, we are done. Didn't end up recording much inside because we were just trying to get this thing knocked out, but that's what we ended up framing in. And it is sheeted with drywall, completely closed off from the attic. They're gonna frame out the walls and drywall them the way they like. And they're gonna actually leave the exposed part, the back side of the brick of the chimney, they're gonna frame around that and leave it open so you can see it. This right here is all the block and fire brick that came out of the lower portion of that chimney. This is everything that came out of the attic. That one was extremely heavy. This one had a lot more solid block that came out of the attic. Once we got down to about 1.5 feet below the ceiling level is when there started just being a ridiculous amount of debris between the brick that actually made up the firebox and went up to the stack, and the block work around it. It was like they just threw all the, you know, scrapped pieces of block in there and then just dropped mortar in. I mean, we were finding stuff like this. That's a small one. You know, there's like let's see, like that. You know, we had to dig this stuff out of there. I mean, look at that. So that's it. We're done.